Well, I mean, I just told the fellows that I don't think we didn't lose the game at the end. That's all anybody's going to talk about. I mean, that's the story. It's going to be the scoring with the 2.6 seconds left to go, all that stuff. It's going to be the late game heroics, which were just incredible. Juan'ya's shot, Malcolm's 2 foul shots, the whole bit. But, we didn't lose the game at the end. I think we lost the game in the first half. I didn't think we come out and, set the tone that we've been setting. Certainly wasn't a trap game because the Loyola was picked first, so it wasn't like it wasn't like the Brown game, but it was. I got to defend our guys a bit. Maybe coaches talk about playing the same way all the time, but coming off those 2 wins that we had against Canisius and Iona, to keep the emotion going. I mean, it was. We didn't do what we needed to do in the first half. So, but everybody played a part in the loss. Hey, at the end, I mean, you can talk about that play on. In the end, put it on. That's my fault. The end. That's my fault. We need to practice it more. So that's my fault. The fact they scored at the end, that's a coaching mistake. Because we didn't do it enough. We didn't practice it enough because certain things could happen. So, it wasn't their fault. None of the players. I don't know who missed it. It doesn't matter. So, but it's we deserved. We deserved today. We didn't deserve to win. You got to give them some credit. As I said to the guys, I said, here we go. 4 weeks from this very minute, regular season's over. And, we're in first place by a game. If we can, we don't need help from anybody else to win the regular season championship. We need to play harder. We need to work harder. We need to play better. Everybody needs to improve. And if we do that, let's see what happens here the last 4 weeks. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't trade this team for Loyola being picked first. I wouldn't trade this team for Iona with all their talent. I wouldn't trade this team for Canisius with all their talent. I wouldn't trade it for anybody. I wouldn't trade this team for anybody. This is a team full of champions right here.
I thought that's a legit observation when you talk about the emotion and coming back off a Canisius game to win, to a rivalry game, to the Iona game, which is for first place. And then this guy, these guys trying on. Did you guys feel that? I mean, is there a mental fatigue, especially, 3 games like that, plus the fact that the way all 3 of them played out? Did you feel it that way at all?
Yeah, all 3 of them were tough, but we got to come up with the W's. It's just another game to us. And one by one, we just got to take them out.
I think it's the same thing, but this game, we just didn't come out with enough energy like we did in the 2 games before.
Yeah, you guys have won so many of these real close games so far this season. I mean, do you almost need to lose to realize that you can't be in that position all the time?
Yeah, I think so. Just to get us prepared for the next game, just in case it happens again. I think we've gotten better at it as games went along.
You think so at all? Or?
I never think we should lose, but we can't have games so close every single time. So this is a wake-up call.
Juan'ya, you made the switch at the end of a regulation as you were dribbling it down. I think Wingbush came out on you and kind of made it difficult to get that shot. And then at the end of the first overtime, you worked off to the wing a little further away. Was that the intent?
I thought they was in man at first, but it was like they was zoned up, and I didn't notice it till after the end. Well, I could have just drove and made a play for somebody else as well.
They did a great job with that. I mean, they did a good job with it. I'm going to give you the same answer. They disguised their defense a little bit. They had the, I guess, what do you want to call it? The advantage of seeing what we did the other night in the same situation. So they thought about it, adjusted it, and so forth. And they weren't going to let Juan'ya do what he did the other night just because they saw. Who knows? Maybe if he hadn't done that the other night, we could have done what we did. But it'll be one of those things. You're going to second guess. That's all. We could have done this. We could have done that. What could we have done? Again, it doesn't come down to that. I'm not going to go back to what I said earlier. It came down to how we came out to play in the first half. That's for me.
What were you expecting, Joe, at the end on their long inbounds pass? What did you guys talk about? What is it that you were expecting them to do?
In that situation, we talk about not letting them advance their dribble, catch the ball on the run, and be going north to south. We want them to go east to west on the catch, okay? And then, you want to try to switch on everything so they can't complete that long pass. Now, I didn't see it. I don't know who had who, and it's not their fault. I'm telling you, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. You know, it's not the kid's fault. So, you know.
What did you guys see out on the floor on that play?
We knew it was going to be a long pass. We just got our switches messed up at the end, I think. Marvin switched on the Etherly, which he had an advantage. He's bigger, so.
You talk about, you know, the last bucket you scored. I'd assume you didn't draw it up for Malcolm to drive in there, but he still made a play.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, the end of the game. I mean, they were switching, and, I mean, come on. I mean, if you're Loyola, what are you going to do? You're not going to let either one of these guys try to beat you. So, you know, it's cat and mouse. We're trying to get the ball to one of these two guys and let them make a play. They're trying not to let them get the ball and let somebody else make a play. And, you know, good teams have more than one or two guys who make a play. That's why we're a good team. I mean, what Malcolm did is incredible. Incredible. I just told him. It was one of the few positive things I just said in that locker room. I mean, he's been a little down, rightfully so. He's not playing as much as he used to play. I mean, you know, and he came out there and did that. Man, you know, make those two foul shots like that. That's what winners do. Yeah, that's why this team. That's why I love this team. That's why I love this team. You know, this team is. I wouldn't trade this team for any team on our schedule. So.
Would you hurt me? How are you?
I don't know what I heard, but I'll be all right Friday.
Ice will take care of it, that kind of thing? I mean, if you were back out there, right?
These two guys would play with two broken legs. So, you know, when these guys, Juan'ya was hurting the other night, I didn't hardly even had to ask the trainer. So, you know, these guys are absolute warriors, these two guys right here. So.
Juan'ya, you guys came off that Brown loss and played, I think, some of your best games of the season right after that. You see that happening again, and then how do you use a loss like this to get better from it?
I think we matured a lot, so I think after losing, everybody come together and, you know, have a good practice and have a good game like for the rest of the season.
You talk a little bit about that, Coach?
I mean, you know, you've heard me say these things before, you know, like there's two things you're going to deal with. You know, you're going to deal with either failing or failure or success. So, you know, when you fail, the mistakes are magnified, the intensity picks up and all that stuff. So, you know, I know these guys. They can't wait to play. You know, I know who these guys are. We're not going to practice tomorrow. We'll get back to work Monday. You know, we get on that plane or bus or I don't even know how we're getting there. We'll get down there and play. That's what we're going to do.